I'm here, and so is Michael Chrostowski, my colleague. So hi, everyone. So I'm Dorina. I'm AGEWELL's Policy and Knowledge Mobilization Manager. So I'm taking Argentina's lead here, and this is the opportunity as we see it in Canada. So the opportunity is big for what we like to call AGETECH, and Mike will define that in a second. But in Canada, there are folks who are 65 and older represent over 17% of the population, and this number is expected to go up to a full 25% in less than 20 years. And globally, of course, that number is at 20%, and so there's that term of being a super aged country, and there's quite a few of us that are entering that space.
Hi, everyone. So AGEWELL itself is an organization that is funded by the government of Canada, and we support innovation and technology benefiting older adults. So AGETECH, as Dorina mentioned, is any technology from glasses on your face to things like robots in the home that can benefit older adults. It obviously overlaps with other sectors like digital health and medical technologies, but really it's all about using technology to improve quality of life and health for older people. And we have been around for a little over 6 years now. We've been funding research through universities across Canada. We have over 250 researchers, over 1,000 trainees, so graduate students and postdocs in our network, as well as working with startups. There are startups in an affiliate program that we run, and we work with them to help guide them on their path to market and gain insights from older adults as well. Importantly, we have over 5,000 engaged older adults and caregivers, and one of the core principles of AGEWELL is co-creation. So we don't just work with older adults as end users or participants in studies. We engage them from the earliest stages of all the work that we do, including with startups and industry. We have quite a large number of partners here in Canada and abroad, and that's across industry, not-for-profit, government, community groups, and obviously academia. So as a network, we've output over 118 solutions to date. And I say solutions because obviously technologies are in there, but also the services and policies that enable them. So we continue to do that work. And in addition to that, we are continually focusing on supporting implementation of technologies. So I know I kind of talked about AGETECH a little before. So as I mentioned, it does overlap with a lot of different sectors, but it's just a way of thinking of putting the lens on the older adults when we're looking at technologies that can benefit them. So it's not just the obvious ones like hearing aids or maybe like a walker. It's a lot of technologies can benefit older adults as well. So we certainly see this as an emerging and growing sector. We're increasingly seeing a lot of potential in this space, both from an economic perspective, but also from the social benefits that technology can provide. And there are a lot of kind of preconceived notions about technology and older people, but at least in Canada, but also from what we've seen abroad, there's an increasing level of comfort and willingness to use technology as people age. And we're there to try to ensure that those technologies are a good fit. Yeah, next slide. So AGEWELL looks at things through the lens of 8 challenge areas. And these 8 challenge areas were developed through a broad stakeholder process where we engaged with people from across Canada. Several years ago, we ran a bunch of town halls where we met people in person. I know that's not something people hear about as much these days, but we did that across Canada. We also surveyed over 1,000 stakeholders. We came up with I think it was a little over 40 areas that seemed to be important. And then through more consultations and refinement, we narrowed it down to 8 key challenge areas around aging. And I won't go over them in detail here, but you can see them on the screen. I'll mention that some of them are really tied to things like aging in place, increasing people's autonomy, reducing social isolation, and obviously health, whether it's proactive or dealing with cognitive health.
Great. Thank you, Mike. So I'll just wrap up here. As Mike mentioned, we are what the network called a network of centers of excellence, but that is changing. And so we are looking at continuing to address these types of complex issues by continuing to do research, but also partnering across sectors and internationally, of course, through our training programs and putting evidence into practice and really real world solutions into people's hands. And so what we're looking for as we move forward is collaborative investments in AGEWELL's next chapter. So we're working towards that transition within Canada. We're looking to kind of diversify our portfolio and also just additional opportunities to work with the different folks in Canada and globally to implement some of these solutions. So we're really excited to be part of this ecosystem. So this is us. That's our kind of open email address, but we'll put our individual email addresses in the chat.